I mean, it is a psychological thriller, but instead of doing a straight drama, because I've seen those movies where it's just a drama about a kid gone missing, and they're
It's definitely not
sad.
a drama.
They're hard to watch. They're sad, and they're just like. And at the end of the movie, you're like, why did I watch that? But this film is more like a psychological thriller where you, as an audience member, get to help solve the case because you're living it through the parents' eyes. So you're like, oh my God, that's crazy, but I would do that. If someone said that my daughter, that person might know where my daughter is, I would do that. You know what I mean?
But also, when you go back and watch it from the beginning, you start to pick up on little things now.
Yeah.
Little,
It's a fun movie to watch twice because afterwards
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay. You go back and watch it again, and like you see all these like little nuggets, the double
And you
entendres
can
and
really
stuff.
appreciate the actors and what they brought to it, because once you know ultimately what happens and you go back to the beginning and you watch, you're like, oh, I see why they made that choice in this scene. Or I mean, even down to like, and this is the most I'll give away, but even down to like the wardrobe.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, those are interesting wardrobe choices
Hmm.
that I know were really specific, either from you and you brought your, experience as an actor to the table into your directing, or from your two brilliant lead actors, which I'm sure that was just like such
Yeah, they were so fun to watch. I mean, Tom and Ann have such great chemistry that I could watch
Were you
them all.
friends with them?
No, I just sent them the script. I sent Thomas Jane the script first. He was with the same agency I had, and I liked his work.
Yeah, I was gonna ask why you chose. Like, what was it about?
Well, a lot of times when you're trying to get to actors, you're like, well, who do I know, or who does my team know? You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you try to get actors scripts, and there's so many people at the gate that guard them that they don't get the script. You know what I mean? So, but I had financing. But even with financing, sometimes you make offers and like they just never read it. I've met people that are like, I sent you my script and you never heard back from me. I never got it.
Well, it's personal if it's directly from you too.
Yeah.
It's like a note on why you feel they would be.
So Thomas, I was a fan of his work. My agent repped him, and I said, yeah, I really like him. See if he likes it. And he loved it. And I sat down with him, and then he came on board first. And then we were trying to figure out, female wise, who would make sense with Thomas, age wise and like chemistry wise. And he had worked with Anne Heche on Hung. And I liked the fact, I hadn't seen them together, but I knew that if they had worked together and they knew each other, that I felt like, it's hard to throw two actors together and go, okay, you have a history of being married. You know what I mean? And you have to create it in like one day. But if you know each other and like you have a chemistry already, I thought that would translate on film. And there would be more of a connection between the two of them. And there was apparently, because after my movie wrapped, they ended up dating, which is kind of
really
cool. Yeah, now they're dating. Yeah, it's public knowledge, so I didn't say anything.
No, yeah, you didn't pull a fetch.
I didn't pull a fetch.
Good, you kept your clothes on.
Kept my clothes on that one. That's so funny.
That's really cool. Yeah, you could feel the chemistry. I mean, they felt like they knew each other and like they had a lot of history with something so intense. It's it was really, I don't know what to say because I don't want to give it away. But
just tell people to watch it.
They were really aligned with how they approached this story. How about that? From the first scene, which then you go back and watch again. I did, and I was like, oh, that was a really interesting choice that both of you made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So The Vanished is on VOD and in select theaters. It's kind of cool that it's in theaters at all. What's that?
Where do we find it?
Okay. All on-demand platforms, so iTunes, Amazon Prime, anything you would rent a movie on. Sometimes cable has, like, you rent movies on cable. And then it's in some select theaters. It's like 20 or 30 theaters. I was actually impressed that they got so many during COVID because there's not many open right now.
Yeah, are people going to the theater right now?
Some states are. I mean, it's actually playing at the drive-in, which is kind of cool in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Vineland
Hey,
drive-in.
I'll meet you at the drive-in.
Yeah.